But when you get that one thing where somebody sends you a message and says, hey, thanks, you're like, wow, this program that I resisted at first was right.
Yes, no, no, absolutely, and I have a lot of that as well, and especially then after I went on radio, and what happened after that, Jason, it was a 4-page spread in the local business newspaper, and as far as I know, it's the biggest mental health related media exposure in Singapore's history.
Wow.
And that came out of that episode back in 2019 when this went viral, and it was a wonderful place to be because I got so much, gratitude from people thanking me, saying we need more of this. And when I shared it on LinkedIn and Facebook and all the other social media channels, everyone said, we never read of this on these channels. It's always just about how good everyone is. Now you're sharing your story and the dark sides. That gives me hope. And there were so many who said, well, I'm so blessed, Nick, that you took this out because, my daughter is going through a very difficult time now, or my wife has just gone through depression, or my son has just come out of rehab, and this gives me some hope. And, so just by sharing that and people to see that there's other people, not only my family is going through a difficult time, just that sympathy there goes a long way.
Yeah, it really does. And it helps at least me in a lot of ways to realize that even going through difficult times, because we're going to, that's part of life, but that there's something on the other side of it. There's a lesson to be learned and take forward through all of this. I just, yeah. And maybe that's part of the faith component. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I did some research around the book, and I started to write it then in 2019 before the pandemic. And when I surveyed executives about loneliness, 30% of them said that they are suffering from loneliness. And then I redid this service in 2020 during the pandemic, and the numbers had doubled almost to 59%. So people were working from home, feeling further away from the colleagues and so on. So loneliness had doubled. That makes sense. The issue then is that when you're then asking the next question, are you talking to your colleagues and your HR, your boss about it? And then 84% said no.
Yeah.
So that means, they are actually, the loneliness have doubled, but they're not talking about it.